story of pieces of our life. Jack and I have been married for 47.5 years, so we have sort of got to know each other. I will tell you about Jack, and he will tell you about me.
We decided that finally we had to get all our slides and all our photographs in order, which we have accumulated over the years. After 47 years, we have now discovered that it is an impossible task. So this is a hint to our children. Get your things in order now, or else you never will. Let us start with Priscilla's mother. The story starts with a pretty neat little girl named Ada Aronson, Priscilla's mother, who grew up in Boston, but was born in a little shtetl outside Vilna. This showed great foresight, because a future son-in-law was born in Vilna. Ada grew up into a handsome woman. Priscilla's father, Harry Coffin, seen on the left, was born in 1889, that is in the 19th century, in a small town near Kiev. Although Ada landed in Ellis Island in New York, Harry landed in Philadelphia, where he developed into a dapper young man, as you can see. Ada and Harry met, and soon they made an announcement. Oh yes, I should have said, they first got married. Priscilla loved her mother. She always liked to have her own transport. And already at an early age, she modeled a new style for a haircut. Keene, New Hampshire, where they lived, had Arctic conditions. And here is Priscilla with her brother Henry and her mom. Early in life, Priscilla developed admiration for lifeguards, but unfortunately, she never learned to swim. She started growing very fast, and soon her sleeves were too short. As you see, she didn't stop growing when she went to her first Zionist camp. She then graduated to her first long dress at Henry's bar mitzvah. At the age of, her age was 14 and a half. At the age of 15, with her dad, her two elder sisters, and her brother. Then she really started shaping up. And when I met her, she looked like this.
Meanwhile, at the other end of the world in Vilna, there was a young boy named David Zoffels, shown with the hoop. At the age of 22, in 1919, he already sported a tie and a pin, and he met and married Yacha Solechnik. The first two children were Rose and Jack, shown with their mother and father on vacation in a dacha, which is the Russian word for a summer home. Rose is showing her Polish national dress at the age of 9, and Jack, at the age of 5, started his tennis career with an undersized racket. And then Hannah came into the world. They eventually emigrated to South Africa. Do you recognize the little girl with the curls as Hannah? Oh yes, and please note the mini skirt. The grandchildren who knew Granny and Grandpa may not have seen them dressed up like this. Get a bit more. In World War II, Grandpa was in the South African Army. Eventually, Jack grew a mustache, and here he is sailing on the Queen Elizabeth, going to study in the USA. Jack and Priscilla met and got engaged after 2 weeks. They would have got married there and then, but Priscilla's parents decided to take an extended vacation to stop the wedding from taking place so soon. Priscilla supported Jack by working at the Israel Bonds office while Jack studied. Then he graduated.
In 1953, we left for South Africa. On the way, we visited Auntie Sora at a DP camp in Germany. She was the only family survivor of the Holocaust. We also made our first visit to Israel. Simi was born the next year in South Africa. We settled in a house which we built in Pretoria. Swimming pool and all. We started our yearly trips to Cape Town. Pris on the right, Ghana on the left. Simi and Grandpa had the same type of smile. We loved the sea in Cape Town. With a fishing rod, I had just caught a mermaid. And after Simi came Hillary. Then Hillary got coy. The two of them are modeling Levi's. After Hillary came Mark. After Mark came Kevin. Unfortunately, by this time, we had lost Mark. Kevin had a variety of friends. Here he is with Samuel. And here is Kevin and Dora. Bertie was a friend to all the children. Kevin's first day at school. What could he have put into that big suitcase? During vacations by the sea, Reva, Hillary, and Kevin went fishing and actually caught fish of different sizes. Pris at that time was a great walker, and here she is partaking in the Carmel School Big Walk. As a sign of things to come, as an introduction to public life, Simi partook in a school debating contest. If you notice, he is outgrowing his pants. Hillary graduated from high school and prepares for the matric dance. Simi looked different after a trip to Israel. Big brother Simi with little brother Kevin. Pris worked for the Women's Zionist League and was president of the American Women's Club. And with her, we made the social column in the newspapers. Pris is here in the middle. Speaking of newspapers, we must tell you of Priscilla's connection with the Pope. Here is her brother-in-law with Pope Pius XII.
Jack, the tall person at the back, was at one time or another chairman of major Jewish organizations, such as the Pretoria Jewish Community Council, the Zionist Council, and the Israel United Appeal. The great event in our lives was going to the Free State and meeting with the Siegel and Harris families at Pesach time. Granny and Grandpa also came up from Cape Town. We also met at other events, such as Simi's Bar Mitzvah, this time in Pretoria. This was the catering committee for Hillary's Bat Mitzvah. From left to right, Hannah, Ma, Pris, and Rose. Sometimes we also met at Hanukkah, as seen here with Bernard and Kevin. When we visited the Free State, Jaime took us to see a fish that a farmer used to talk to. His name, the fish's, was Hendrik, and he would jump out of the water into the hand of the farmer. He also had a wild time in South Africa. This was my favorite pet. This baboon, with its little baby, jumped onto the car, wanting to join the family. This cousin believed in vitamin C. The king. We also learned to dance Basotho, Zulu, and Malawi. All the children of the three families, Siegel, Zarvels, now Zivell, and Harris, went to Habonim camps. We then came on Aliyah, and this was our Chamula in 1982.
Habonim was a stepping stone to Israel. And so, from Kiev and Vilna, the paths diverged to the USA and South Africa, and converged again to Israel, with Habonim being the stepping stone. Priscilla gave me the freedom to work and travel abroad and to continue with a project called Discourse, which has occupied my interests for close to 25 years. I had the pleasure of seeing Simi and Kevin taking the project forward now.
We have now reached the stage where almost a third of our life has been spent in Israel. I thank Jack for his firm support through thick and thin. I thank him and our children for their love and devotion. I thank our grandchildren, Maya, Michal, Asaf, Tal, Adi, and Adam, for their help, not least of all for all the brownies which we have baked together. And so, as is customary, at the end of a documentary, we would like to acknowledge all the supporting cast in the latest episode of our life.
Let's have a closer look.
This was 1997, from right to left. Bruce, Itai, Yoav, Hillary, Meital, Dubi, Gila, Doron, Mayan, Danny, Joyce, Reva, Martin, Kevin, Dulish, Jack, Pearl, Priscilla, Philippa, Benny, Elaine, Marcel, Bernard, Benita, Jaime, Hannah, Michal, Solly, Maya, Simi, Rose, Oren, Lior, Adam, Yael, Asaf, Tal, Elah, Anat, Sivan, Adi, Imri, Dina, Yaniv, Alon. May we see you all at future happy occasions.